Welcome to the South Texas Amateur Tour Podcast, The Power Hour, with your hosts, Travis Salkowski, Dustin Hassan, Casey Graham, Jason Bird, and Michael Germanuelian. Good evening, South Texas Amateur Tour golfers. My name is MD. Despite what you may or may not have heard, I am still alive. Back-to-back weeks of flu and COVID could not kill me, just like the tour cannot die. It will live forever, and it lives within us. But that's maybe getting too philosophical to start the show. Take that with a grain of salt. But welcome to the Tour Power Hour. It is Wednesday, May 15th. We are just a few days away from kicking off the PC Masters, Day 1 Northern Hills, Day 2 at Brack. We have a fun recap for the weekend. This past weekend at Riverside, we have a new scoring record at Riverside, and we got some open events. Not going to be a crazy night tonight. I am still on the mend, but we are going to have a show tonight. I am here. We pushed the show to Tuesday so I could be a little bit more alive. Brad, shout out. Thank you. Shout out to my boy Brad. Love that dude. Before we jump into everything, let's go ahead and bring on my co-host for the evening, Travis Salkowski.
What up, buddy? MD, you do sound much better. You always look great, so I don't know what he's talking about there. But it is Wednesday.
I think the last time he saw me, I was laying on a rock at Riverside, trying not to die and get some sleep.
I will tell you what, it did get hot 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday at Riverside. It was pretty steamy. But it is Wednesday, May the 15th. It is 3 days before the PC Masters and the conclusion of the 24 STX Am Tour Alamo City Golf Trail Division spring season. And you know what that means? That means names on the team. That's what that means.
I was going to say names on the jacket, names on the team.
Names on the jacket, names on the team.
We have
champion, top 50.
We potentially have 3 to 5 names to be talking about at the end of this weekend.
I'll tell you what, I cannot wait. Tonight we're going to talk about the return to Riverside, the first professional division event of the year. I love talking about cash and checks. I got to play this past weekend, so that's something we can talk about. We've got the Masters coming up, and I really am excited to talk about the updated point standings because somehow they got tighter.
Yeah, I mean,
it's so crazy how math works sometimes, and they are
fucking numbers, man.
I mean, they are so close. Something stupid like 80 points separates second through 10th. 200 points separates 20th through second. And there's 300 points available this coming weekend. So much is going to change following the Masters this weekend. Spring event number 10 on the trail division of the 24 Tour. Spring season coming to a conclusion, bud. You are playing great. Before we start, tell me your thoughts on the renovation at Riverside in tournament play.
Um, I mean, there's no point. There was no part of that golf course that isn't in great condition, which is always nice.
The
Um,
best course conditions we've had in 2 years.
I really don't think I think I pretty much played the ball down most of the day. Like it just every now. Granted, I pretty much wasn't missing fairways, so it was nice to be in that position. But um, I mean, the course was in great shape. The greens were slow for sure, but they rolled well. Um, I think the redesign makes the course just. I think especially the back nine. Um, I think the front nine is and always has played tougher, in my opinion. I think it just starts out harder.
That two
Um,
that 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stretch is tough.
yeah. Um, if you find that bunker on six off the tee there, you could have some trouble. All that new water added around five kind of makes it a little bit scarier to take some more aggressive tee shots. The bunker in four fairway, if you've got the distance to get there, immediately gives you an automatic bogey if you touch that bunker. Um, the green on number three is incredibly difficult, depending on where that pin is located. Um, and number two is of course a difficult shot. If you miss anything on the left side, you're in a lot of trouble. So um, I think that the event, I mean, I wasn't really surprised by the low scores that we had. I think the front nine continues to play as challenging as ever. I think most people would agree the back nine is a little bit easier and a little bit more manageable. I mean, I said it to Dustin Weldon in the group. I was like, I finished it 3 over on the front. I'm like, I realistically, I've only played this course one other time since the renovation, but I went 5 over, 5 under on the back. The back nine is where you're going to go make your score today. Dustin made some eagles on the back. Dustin made some great birdies. I made a couple of birdies on the back. Um, so I thought the course renovation was great. I thought it was a really good. I loved walking it too. Granted, it was my second 18 of the day I walked technically. I followed you for the morning for the most part. Um, but yeah, course was great. Greens were great. And those are some tough complexes. And I think the other piece of it too, and what we saw was if you're not in the fairways, holding greens and being aggressive at pins was going to be pretty challenging. And that definitely impacted scores. Saw a lot of people that uh, if they were in the fairway, they were hitting tight shots into the greens and had that opportunity. If you were not in a fairway, you either had to play a very smart second shot and know that ball was going to run out, or take your chances.
I really think the renovation of the green complexes it is top notch. There's not a shot into a green at Riverside that doesn't require everything you got. It reminds me a lot of the way Almost felt that first fall, where it
Yeah.
was really firm and it was pretty quick. Now Riverside's a lot slower than Almost was
Yeah.
in 2022, but I thought it was really good. I thought the tour setup committee did a fantastic job with just the right amount of length, with it feeling tipped out, with every difficult hole location. Everyone was challenging, and I thought it was great. So really, really happy to be back at Riverside. Really top notch. Um, I love Jesse, the course manager there. Paul Hernandez, the superintendent, doing a fantastic job. Really excited to be back, and we are back quickly to Riverside in the summer season for a stroke play event, where somebody can tackle taking down the new course record officially. Trevor Bailey of the professional division shot a 4 under 68, which is the official tournament course record at Riverside.
And there were definitely Seth Henry out there was hunting it. I didn't really look at his scorecard. I know he shot 3 under. I watched him miss his birdie on 18. That was probably the only time I heard him make a sound all day. being right behind him. But great playing by Trevor. And that was, I mean, that was the back nine that really Trevor went on a tear there on the back nine and put up some birdies uh, pretty quick. Because for the front nine, I mean, the front nine, it was all pretty tight. Everyone kind of was within one or two strokes of each other. And the back nine is where Trevor kind of ran away with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. I think the back nine is easier. I scored better on the front side. I got hot and tired in the back stretch there. I went on a little bogey train. 14, 15, and 16 kind of jumped up and bit me. But other than that, I played well, and playing in that professional division is fun. And it was 4 players playing for 1,000. That's fun, and it certainly gets the nerves going at 7:30 on a Sunday morning. So.
Well, and I mean, for you, that's your first tournament round on the tour in the tour history, which is really cool.
Certainly fun. Certainly fun. That is definitely the first time I played stroke play in the professional division. I played in a match play event with Jackson Wolf last year.
That's right. That's right.
At
Was this more nerve wracking than any of the other? You figure. I mean, you and I play together so much, and we travel and we go play these games, and we play games that are really for all these different things. But was there any pressure on that first tee shot? That you crushed?
Absolutely. I am very blessed that I don't get a lot of stage fright. Go figure, right? Like I'm very comfortable talking to people. I'm very comfortable on stage. I'm very comfortable presenting, and even playing last year and hitting it on number 1 at almost kind of down that chute in the middle of the summer when it's tight. It's totally cool and totally fun and fine and no pressure and blah. It totally feels fine. And then when we play and when we practice, every round of golf that we play is almost a tournament round, right? Or turns into a tournament round at some point during the play. But I will say that the first tee shot at Riverside, and then I had a 6-footer on number 9 for birdie, and I definitely felt nerves at those 2 moments. And for about 200 yards walking down number 1, leaving the tee box, it was like, woo! It felt like competitive golf. It felt great, and it felt alive. Nice to feel those feelings.
Yeah, absolutely, and obviously good prep as we get ready to take off to the Beau Rivage and Fallen Oak and Sultan's Run and
24
Tour Travels coming
10
up.
days, baby. Woo!
Yep, it is. We've gotten glimpses into some of the prep. Keo with an Excel sheet trying to map out the correct amount of underwear and socks he needs to survive the week, which was fantastic. I think after this weekend, I think Sunday night after I get home, I will probably open up my suitcase and start packing, start picking out outfits, and
we go right from Masters Week into Tour Travels Week. And for those of you watching, Tour Travels 24 is French Lick, Indiana. It's 20 golfers. And there's a little bit of a road trip component this year beforehand, where 9 golfers are starting in Mississippi, and then it goes up to 11 golfers in northern Mississippi, and then there's 16 golfers, and then there's 20 golfers officially for Tour Travels. So it's this big traveling trip with Live Golf Genius and a private Facebook group, and that's what MD's talking about. Greg Keogh, a Tour Travels repeat guest, is prepping and shared his Excel sheet in the Tour Travels Facebook group as it crescendos up to the day of departure, which is just right around the corner.
I mean, it is a week from Saturday.
Yes, I mean it's crazy. It's 10 days away for those first 9 driving to Beau Rivage and Fallen Oak. But we won't talk too much about tour travels tonight. Next week, the second half of the show will be a tour travels kind of special edition where we'll talk a little bit about how to watch and follow along on Golf Genius, and a little bit of what MD and I are going to do along the way, video wise, and all that good stuff. So we'll save that for next week, along with the Masters recap. Masters first notice to players went out this evening. Pairings are on the website. Pairings are on the Facebook page. Pairings are in your emails. Second notice to players no later than Friday, with it being Wednesday, no later than Friday. MD, you want to recap Riverside?
Let's recap the winners from Riverside. I'll let you name them, and I will provide pictures.
We are going to start at fourth flight, and we are going to work up the ladder towards championship flight. This is the return to Riverside, double points stroke play, the 9th event of the spring season on the trail division of the 2024 South Texas Amateur Golf Tour.
Which was really what, the 7th we've played technically?
The 8th. Only one event has been moved.
Yep. It just doesn't feel like we've played that many events this season.
Crazy.
Like I told Cindy this today, because we're both still testing positive for COVID and stuff, so we're still home, and I'm like, bitch, you need to get better, because I'm playing golf this weekend. I don't give a shit. I am playing golf. I'm like, and I have been home more weeks. She's like, well, if I'm still sick, you got to stay home. I'm like, I have been home more weekends than I have in any other year. I'm like, you know what? Every time something goes wrong every time I leave to go to a golf tournament. It's never on an off weekend that we have issues. It's always when I'm gone. I'm like, this is the weekend you got to figure it out.
Fourth flight net, return to Riverside.
Like
Emilio Keelis, 12 under, looking at victory cookie. Laura Lewis, the cake place, and more. Proud partners 2024. I love the Riverside cookies with the push cards on them. I thought
they looked really cool.
Emilio Keelis, congratulations. Fourth flight net. Fourth flight gross was won by Jack Higginbotham, winning a scorecard playoff over Cruz Contreras at 7 over 79.
Good playing by Jack.
Good playing, Jack and Cruz. David Falconer, proud sponsor with Shelby AC, third place gross in fourth flight, and Greg Richter and Parker Rickert round out the other gift card winners on the net side of fourth flight. Fourth flight playing great at Riverside.
Hey, it's a good course to go put up a good number and screw up your handicap.
Woo. Third flight net, also 12 under, net 60. Michael Hudson clipping Bill Cohn by a stroke, who clipped Jermaine Bowen by a stroke. For the
hopefully he can use. Hopefully, Mr. Hudson can use one of his gift cards to go buy a shirt that fits.
That shirt. Yeah, no comment. No, he is certainly jacked. Solid in that shirt. Solid, not in that shirt. Solid. Third flight on the gross side was won by Roland De La Garza. 4 over 76. Third flight, Roland De La Garza. That is his personal best. Congratulations to Roland. He clipped Danny Puckett by 4 strokes. That is Danny Puckett of Global Fairway Logistics. And he won a scorecard playoff over Mario Rivera to round out the gift cards in third flight. Moving on, second flight on the net side, not photographed. Lazaro.
But you've seen his face.
We've seen his face. Lazaro Gonzalez, first place net, second flight. He edged out Timmy Blunt by 3 strokes, and Willie Nichols. Lazaro beat Willie by 7 strokes. Tim and Willie rounding out the gift cards on the net side for second flight. But photoed here, Jake Casillas shoots a 3 over 75 to win second flight, clipping Matt Tomerlin by 5. And Greg Graff wins a big scorecard playoff at 83 to finish third place gross and get the final prize in second flight. Thank you very much, Sabrina. Appreciate that.
How many Starbucks trips is that today?
Just
is that
2.
visit number 3?
That's just visit number 2. Just visit 2. That's just visit 2. We are now on first flight. This is recapping the return to Riverside from this past Sunday, Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to everybody, by the way. I know there was Facebook post and on the website, but happy Mother's Day. Maybe a little belated Mother's Day now. Moving on, first flight net, the return to Riverside, 7 under net, 65. Bradley Gilbert rocking yet another victory cookie. Brad
Back
Gilbert playing well right now. Clipping Ty Arnett by 2 shots, and Jeremy Semlinger, third place net. Brad clipped him by 3. That rounds out the gift cards on the net side of first flight. And up on the gross side of first flight, there was tons of drama, and it was super fun to watch down the stretch. There were 6, 7, 8, 9 golfers in the flight, hovering anywhere from 3 to 5 over, through 15, 16, 17 holes. And some combination of Dakota Elbers, Jeremy Semlinger, Ty Arnett was in that, Chris Ladd, Andre Ramirez, Kevin Keeney, Tim Smith, Mike St. Clair, John Everhoutis. Brad Gilbert was in there, ended up winning on the net side. And then Mark Kacheski and Dennis Donowski. And Dennis Donowski birdied the 18th hole to win a scorecard playoff over Mark Kacheski down the stretch. That was at 3 over 75 for those 2 gentlemen, respectively. John Everhardis was at 4 over, third place. St. Clair and Smith were at 5 over. Keeney and Andre were at 6 over. It was super fun to watch the scoreboards down the stretch.
Very tight
first
scoreboard.
flight for continuing to produce results. Now that's the black tees too.
Yeah.
Great playing. Great
Champ
playing.
flight.
And then up on to Champ Flight. That is where we're at right now. Champ Flight net, a one-shot win for Mr. Jason Bird. That is a 6 under 66. Jason Bird hitting it good right now. Trey Salinas and Casey the Viking Graham winning a huge scorecard playoff over the 4th place net finisher, Mike Dermanuelian.
I didn't deserve it anyways. Casey needed the points.
Well, it's fantastic. Congratulations, Jason Bird, and the rest of the prize winners on the net side. And championship flight, I'm going to use the word dominated. That wasn't officially the correct word to use, but a 3-shot victory, 3 under 69 for Mr. Seth Henry. Dustin Weldon at even par, and Jeremy Jaramillo winning a big 3-way scorecard playoff, rounding out the top 3 on the gross side. Seth continues to play well. Congratulations to the cookie winners. Again, really excited to be back at Riverside. I think Riverside held up really well. I'm glad we walked. We probably won't see another walking event ever. So I think that was really neat. And all of those prizes and bonus points and victory cookies leads us into the new point standings, which are available at stxamtour.golf. Here they are. This is following spring event number 9, stroke play at Riverside. We have a new points leader. Can we get a big shout out to Mr. Dennis, 2 N's in his first name, Donoski, not cracking the 900-point total for the year, up 4 spots. Brad Gilbert up 6 spots with his net win. And Greg Graff down a spot. That is actually T2 right there for Brad Gilbert and Greg Graff. Lazaro up 8-4. Andre Ramirez, Willie Nichols, and Tim Smith all sliding down just a little bit, but staying in the top 10. Same theme for Rudy Fuentes and Mike Dermanuelian. Sandwiched in the middle there is Casey Graham, up 2 spots into the top 10. Fantastic compaction. 100 points separates 2 through 10. Anything can happen this week at the Masters. MD, your thoughts as we approach the 7:30 hour?
I mean, I'm still bitter about the weekend at myself. I'm playing really freaking good. I'm looking forward to winning this weekend, and looking forward to putting up a good fight with the people in my flight, and looking forward to watching everybody survive Northern Hills on day 1.
So check this out. I know we say every shot counts, every point matters, blah blah blah. And now let's keep this graphic up because I don't want to see MD's facial reaction because we're going to talk about his scorecard here real quick. Just because I want to show how every shot really, really matters. Okay? Championship flight at Riverside. And MD, I'm sorry, please don't get mad at me. This is awesome. This is the definition of the spring season and how close it's been. MD played fantastic. It was hot down the stretch. MD finished 4th place net by 2 strokes, which earned him 130 points. MD tripled the 16th hole. 1 bad shot cost him 3 shots. If MD just makes a bogey there, 2 shots, he ties for first place and beats Jason in a scorecard playoff.
Yep.
Which gives him 100 more points and is tied at T2 with Brad Gilbert and Greg Graff.
Talk about someone who's, and I told you, I'm like.
And now we can take the graphic away so we can see you again.
Yeah,
but
dude,
that's really down the stretch, right?
And it wasn't
shot, right?
The shot I screwed up was a shot that I've never. I can't tell you the last time I hit a shot like that. And at this point,
right? It's a shot you love and lean towards.
Well, it wasn't so much that it was the one fairway I missed. I killed my tee shot, and I just must have caught a tree branch and just dropped into the mulch on the right hand side of the fairway, and I'm maybe like 98 yards out. And at this point, like, I am drenched. I'm feeling like shit. I keep in mind I am sick at this point. Like, I've been sick for like the last week. And it's like my glasses are fogging up. It's a whole thing. And I just skull fucked. I just bladed a wedge straight out of the shit, and it ended up in a bad spot. Punched my wedge, trying to get to the green. It just caught a tree branch and dropped. flipped a wedge on and gave it a good run, and then had a little tap in 3-footer that just only thing I lipped out all day.
Yes, yeah,
Um,
it just all happened right there.
it was literally all in that little stretch, and I went out and then I lipped out my birdie on 17, lipped out my birdie on 18, and I was 3 under at that point on the back nine going into 16. It wasn't playing good golf for feeling as bad as I felt.
Yeah, no, and
But I mean, I'm ready for this weekend. I'm devastated. Like I told you, I'm like 16's gonna haunt me for a little bit. But
well,
at the same time, it's like
it's certainly a really cool portrait of how close the point standings really are down the stretch here. And making the team in the spring season, top 3 in the spring season is the toughest statistically.
I mean, like I've made the team in the summer season before, and like I've said this before too. It's like if you can make the team in the top 3 going into the spring or summer, it's great. Like it's great. It's just such an easy life that you live when you make the team in the spring or summer. But I mean, at the end of the day, we're all just trying to accumulate the most points we can. Like I'm really, I feel like I can win this weekend. I like Northern Hills. I like Northern as a good place to start. But I mean, at the end of the day, like you're just looking to finish in the best place you can to get ready for playoffs. And I mean, the playoffs are when the bulk of this team's going to be identified and figured out. So, I've been playing good golf now for the last 12 plus months. Like I feel pretty confident to just go play the weekend. But I mean, it's exactly what happens when, one bad hole can, I mean, it's one ugly blotch on a scorecard, and I'm in 10th place versus T second, and that's what happens.
Right, exactly. And every stroke correlates down the stretch here. It's really cool. Well, our return to Riverside is officially in the books, and the point standings are there. www.stxamtour.golf. Under the menu bar as the updated point standings. And we are officially on to the Masters this weekend. The season finale, round 1, Saturday at Northern Hills, and round 2, Sunday at Brackenridge Park. Another tour first.
And just to answer and explain Casey's question, explaining how tee times work. Obviously, tee times going off of what we sent out this evening. Can you explain how those Sunday tee times will be set up?
Yes, absolutely. So round 1 at Northern Hills is championship flight going first, and in flight order all the way through third flight. 4 flights this week and 4 flights this weekend. The tee time blocks for round 2 are posted in the first notice to players. They start at 7:45 a.m. on Sunday morning at Brackenridge Park. And third flight will tee off first, then second, then first, and then championship flight will tee off last. And those flights are organized in reverse order of gross score from round number 1. So the leaders of championship flight will be in the final pairing group of Sunday. I hope that answers that. There's a lot of words there to say that.
Think about it like a PGA Tour event, except with flights.
Exactly. Each flight's its own tournament. Flip those scores around. Leaders play with leaders.
Yep. Pretty straightforward. But we've got, I think we've got some good weather on the forecast for this weekend. It's going to be hot. It's going to be in the 90s. It's going to be hot. So please make sure that you are hydrated. Please make sure that you have a cooling towel. Make sure you have a fan in your cart, whatever you need. Stay cool.
I played 2 rounds at Riverside last week, 1 on Sunday, 1 on Saturday. I walked 9 holes at Riverside the week before that. The week before that almost got canceled, and the week before that Fort Sam got canceled. It's been up 2 months since I've been in a golf cart.
Well, I mean, you and I are walking most of tour travels, so.
Woo! Man, hitting it good. I can carry that into tour travels. I can't wait for the tour travels special edition next week. Woo!
I'm looking forward to that 4 a.m., 5 a.m. Wake up. I've got Scotty Williams, Micah Carroll, Greg Keogh in Truckee, and we're gonna be on the road driving. I'm looking forward to an afternoon of practice at Fallen Oak, and maybe some gambling and some nice dinner, and kind of kicking off the week.
I am looking forward to a 10-hour car ride with Casey Graham and Jason Bird. It's executive session of the tour committee. Man, a living.
Minus me, which is what you guys planned. And instead, you put me with the nobodies.
Yeah, we can vote you off the island without you being.
Pretty much. Like, yeah, you want to know what FOMO is like? Try not sitting in the car for 10 hours of what I'm missing.
Ladies and gentlemen, good luck this weekend. It is Masters Week. Who will win the Blue Jackets?
Scotty, I need
come with us. Come hang out.
I want to ride with Scotty because Scotty does my favorite old man thing, which he just reads every sign out loud. He'll just read the signs and just like, and you'll be like, do you have any association to that? Or no, just reading it out loud. I'm going to get 10 hours of Scotty Williams stories, which is just fine by me.
I think it's great. Like I could sit by the campfire and listen to Scott Williams tell old war stories forever.
I mean, it's the best.
Yeah, Scott Williams has been on several tour travels trips. Great to travel with.
He's done tour travels trips, and he's done some off tour travels trips with us. And every friggin' time, it's amazing. His stories are the best.
Yes, they're fantastic.
Well, guys, that is all we have for you tonight. We appreciate everyone tuning in. Congrats to our top 3. Congrats to the top 10, our winners this weekend. All of it leads up to this weekend. Everything that you guys have worked for, everything that you guys have been playing for, it adds up to this weekend. We'll find out who's making the team. We'll see if we have some new names to go on the jackets.
Making the team, baby.
I mean, there's I
love that graphic.
Long list of great golfers on here. See if someone's going to add their name to the new jacket. And
I love that graphic.
It's a good graphic.
That is there are no duplicate winners on there, but I'll tell you what, that is every name on the Masters jacket. A photo, except I didn't have a photo of David Barton, the net winner from 12 years ago in 2012. Other than that, that's every name on the jacket. And that's so cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hot weekend. It's gonna be a great weekend. We've talked about it already. I think it's really cool that this is the first year that we're having 2 separate courses host the PC Masters. I think Northern is such a fun golf course to start out on. It's such a difficult golf course. I think half the field is sitting there saying, I'm excited to go play this. The other half is saying, God damn it, I really need to just survive to get to Brack. You can't, and you know what? This is one of the other great sayings that we've run through a million times, which is you cannot win the tournament on day one, but you can sure shit lose it.
Heck yeah, baby.
And if there's a place to lose it, it's at Northern Hills. So get your practice in, get your work in, get your Straka book ordered. There's, I think, just enough time. It might get here if you get it ordered or express order it. But be ready to play on Sunday. Be ready to play on Saturday. We're looking forward to seeing everybody. 2 more days, and we are on to the Masters.
Woo! Thanks for watching, everybody. www.stxamtour.golf under the sign up tab. The summer season kickoff open for registration right now, June 9th at Northern Hills. A team 666. That is points resetting. Everybody is tied for first place at Northern Hills on June 9th. But that's not the case Saturday, May the 18th at Northern Hills. Lots of drama this weekend. Names on the jacket, a season champion, 3 team members joining the South Texas Match Play Challenge.
Maybe 4. We don't know where the points
Who
land.
knows where those ties are going to fall. Also open for registration, the June event on the Greater Hill Country Division. The first time the tour travels to Valor Creek. Now open for registration. MD, played great this week. We'll see you Saturday at Northern Hills. Everybody, thanks for watching. Enjoy your Wednesday evening. Good luck to everybody playing. And we'll see you soon on tour.
We will see you guys on Saturday morning. Everyone have a good rest of your week.